All right, dear colleagues, good afternoon. Greetings from Moscow, from Sputnik News Agency and Radio. My name is Daria Nagovitsina, and I represent International Cooperation Department of Россия Сегодня Media Group. Next to me is my colleague, project director, advisor at our media group at Sputnik News Agency and Radio. His name is Mihail Konrad. And we are very happy to hold this very first workshop with the Prime Africa channel. And we hope that we will be able to share our experience with each other to gain the comprehension of what we do and to profit from this very workshop. So today we're going to discuss a very important topic, secret weapons for a modern editor, how AI tools are changing the game. And before we start, I would like to thank everyone for joining us today. I know you guys are busy, and it is very precious for us that you have found the time. With that, I give the floor to Mr. Bill Otieno, Managing Director of Prime Africa Channel.
Well, thank you very much, panelists and beloved partners. We at Prime Africa Channel are very excited of having this particular workshop today. This is our very first workshop with international media outlets. And on behalf of the whole company, I wish to express my gratitude, and it's extreme joy for us working with a very reputable organization like Sputnik. Just a little brief, before giving a small brief, I'd love to introduce myself. My name is Bill Otieno, and I'm the Managing Director of Infonile Communications Limited, a communications company that hosts or holds the subsidiary companies, that is our news outlet, Prime Africa Channel. And we are also intending to start our own radio station called Nile FM. But again, just going direct to my presentation, just a minute. Prime Africa is a Kenyan-based television station specializing in exploration, adventure, and fact-based journalism across East Africa and beyond. We also offer a blend of breaking news, documentaries, current affairs, programming, with a strong focus on environmental, social issues, and also issues to do with geopolitics and local politics here in East Africa, particularly also in Kenya. And generally, today, the company, it's a startup company. We are starting, but already we've made some significant strides and also influence across the region. Our stories are being read and people are responding to our stories. We've seen even the governments from Tanzania. Recently, I was written with a guy from Sierra Leone who read our story, and he acknowledged that we are doing quite a good job. Recently, we also wrote about a story of Tanzania and even Congo, and they are making impact. Today in this workshop, I'm privileged to have a number of participants. We have Halima. I shared this particular document with our colleague, Daria. So we have Halima, we have myself, we have John Mataba, we have Eunice Omolo, who is our health and climate change editor. We have Nixon Kisaka, who is our presenter, who is in news production and presentation. We have Janet Nyamwamu, who works on local current affairs here in Kenya and politics. We have Steve Sabai. We have Omar Mazeras, Peter Karanja, who is our IT engineer and also broadcast expert. We have Edwin Okwaro, Chris Kongoi, and Kenneth Kimathi, Ted Odhiambo. And a number of interns who are joining us, including Happiness and Thomas and Denise Makenga. So what I would really like all of you to know about Prime Africa is our editorial policies. which we'll later share on your emails. And but we are strongly on environmental. We deal with environmental stories. We deal with climate stories. We deal with human-wildlife conflict. As you know, in Africa we have wildlife, and we have also humans who are living adjacent to these national or protected areas that hosts the wildlife species, and most of the time we get some interaction where you see wildlife visiting the human settlement, and sometimes even humans going to the wildlife, poaching and doing so many things. So these are some of the areas we are covering, but more so, this is a regional. As I finish, this is a regional news outlet. We are based in Nairobi, Kenya, but we are trying really to expand and cover South Sudan. We cover Somalia and the Somaliland, the new country. We're also covering Rwanda, Tanzania, and Uganda. And we are much interested with the global, we are really following up on the global politics and see how it actually affects or impacts the African nations. That is it for now. So again, I'll say that I am extremely excited on behalf of the company. The whole panel is there for us, and I'm extremely excited, and we are so happy on behalf of the company. Thank you very much, and we are ready to learn now. It's time to learn.
Thank you very much, Mr. Otieno, for such a thoughtful introduction. Since you have introduced Prime Africa Channel, I will briefly introduce Sputnik, and Mikhail will talk more about our products and projects later on. So Sputnik is a modern news agency and radio whose products include news feeds, websites, social networks, mobile apps, radio broadcasts, and multimedia press centers like the one we're in today. We're now in Sputnik headquarters, which is located in Moscow, and we also have regional offices in the key regions around the world, including India, New Delhi, China, Beijing, Egypt, Cairo, Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, etc. And these, our media group, which is called Россия Сегодня, has launched Sputnik brand in 2014. So today, the editorial staff of Sputnik works in almost 30 languages, including German, Arabic, Chinese, French, Spanish, and more others. And we have newsfeed services that work around the clock in English, Spanish, Arabic, Farsi, and Chinese. And as you know, I have given you the access to our newswire, so I hope that your journalists find them useful for their work. So our workshop today is within the framework of the Sputnik Pro project, which is an international training program for journalists, journalism students, and press services. And the objectives of this project include sharing experience with international colleagues, bringing more multiculturalism to journalism, and developing international media communications. So before we start, I will ask you to, if you have any questions, please write them in the chat in Zoom, and then I will pass them along to our speaker. And of course, after the workshop, you will have the opportunity to ask questions directly by raising your hand in Zoom and asking them in voice. So let's proceed to the very important person. He's right next to me, the star of our meeting and a great expert at the agency, Mikhail Konrad, project director, advisor at Россия Сегодня Media Group. Early in his career, Mikhail worked for RT, a Russian channel, and Euronews France. At Россия Сегодня, Mikhail has led a number of major projects, from launching over 50 websites and social accounts for Sputnik to leading the redesign of Russia's largest news photo bank. He has also produced a series of unique infographic projects on the elections in Russia, the US, and of course other countries, and pioneered the media groups of the US and of course other countries. and pioneered the media group's online video production. So Mikhail, I give the floor to you. Thank you very much for leading this workshop today.
Daria, thanks for the introduction. Bill, hello and thank you so much for the presentation. And of course, good day and thank you to everyone who's joining in today. I will ask to load up presentation presently, and we'll be able to carry on. Now, I do start with a little bit of an overview of the plan of the day and a little bit of an introduction, a little bit of a visual recap of some of the things that Daria has already mentioned. Now, we are a media group which operates two major brands. So what we do in the market, both the B2C market